Super Mario Odyssey. Just those three words alone are enough to put a smile on my face. Super Mario Odyssey was the Mario game I've always wanted, and the hype building up to it was unlike any way I've felt about a game before. Every day since the 5 seconds of footage were shown off in the Switch reveal, I was thinking about the game. Then the first trailer was shown, and my mind was blown. And it just kept on getting better and better from there as more gameplay was shown off. And that was just a build-up to Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is a game that's not only just great, but almost flawless. The creativity, the controls, the music, the environments, the costumes, the gameplay mechanics, almost everything is fantastic about the game. But you know what will be better than Super Mario Odyssey? Even more Super Mario Odyssey. There's been speculation about DLC floating around, and while I think it could happen, at this point in time, I don't think it's very likely. The game is over a year old now, so it'd be kinda weird to release DLC in the future. However, I'm pretty confident we'll be getting a full-on sequel to Super Mario Odyssey within the next year or two. A good reason could be that it's a best-selling Switch game and also best-selling 3D Mario game, but there's even more to it than just that. But before we get to that, we're going to get in a DeLorean and go back to 2007 to take a look at another 3D Mario game, Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy was released in November of 2007. What you may not know about the game is DLC was actually planned for it. The DLC pack would have been titled Super Mario Galaxy More, but it was scrapped in favor of Super Mario Galaxy 2. The team had so many ideas for the DLC that instead of just leaving it at that, they made a full-on sequel. Now let's take a look at Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey was released nearly 10 years after Super Mario Galaxy. Both games were released on highly successful consoles, while the other 3D Mario games were on consoles that didn't sell that well, with the exception of Super Mario 3D Land, of course. But you see where I'm going with this? Both games sold really well and are on consoles that sold really well. And so far we've only seen a direct 3D Mario sequel on the Wii, which was Galaxy 2. Remember how I said Galaxy 2 was developed instead of the DLC because of all the ideas? Well, that right there leads me into the next point of why Odyssey 2 is very likely. The Art of Super Mario Odyssey is a book full of concept art for Super Mario Odyssey. Some stuff is minor, like the Sand Kingdom originally having a more Wild Western theme, but other stuff didn't even make it into the game. There are a ton of unused costumes and unused ideas for characters. Here's Bowser having a Cappy of his own capturing Peach. I know what you're thinking, haha, Bowsette. But this is a really cool concept. And this right here, it looks like Bowser was going to have some sort of role as a gangster. And here's Mario and Peach in an alley with some cats. There is so much more artwork that shows stuff that didn't make it into the final game, leading me to believe that if this is all the stuff that didn't make it into the original game, then there's a lot that could be used for a sequel. There is just so much potential that it would be silly if it were just DLC. Just thinking about the potential is making me crave a Mario Odyssey sequel. Finally, a quote from Koizumi before Super Mario Odyssey came out pretty much says Super Mario Odyssey 2 is a possibility, and I think this is the closest thing we'll get to proof we have. When asked about another 3D Mario game coming to the Switch in the future, Koizumi replied with verbatim, "I'm obviously considering lots of things for the future. In terms of Super Mario Odyssey and whether there will be a sequel, the first game hasn't even come out yet, so it's very tough to say at this stage whether there would be a sequel or not. I'm first and foremost just hoping that Super Mario Odyssey is a success. And secondly, yeah, with the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, again, it's very early. Who knows how things will turn out. As you say in the past, there's been maybe one 3D title per hardware generation on average, but I wouldn't say that's a hard and fast rule that would have to be adhered to. Well, it's been over a year since that quote, and what ended up happening? Super Mario Odyssey was and still is a major success. It was a title that really helped the Switch sell as well as it has been, with 50% of Switch owners owning Super Mario Odyssey. Not only that, but the game also received critical acclaim ever since it was released, and if that doesn't say success, I don't know what does. These reasons alone give me hope that Super Mario Odyssey 2 is on the horizon. What I think will happen is either an announcement this year and a release in the spring of 2020, or an announcement in early 2020 and release in late 2020. Koizumi has reinvented Mario in such a phenomenal way that I'm super eager to see what else he can do with the Mario Odyssey formula. Either way, I honestly think DLC is unlikely at this point, and the direction I think Nintendo will go is with a Super Mario Odyssey sequel. DLC doesn't sell quite as well as a physical game would, and with all the leftover ideas and potential for a sequel, I can't wait to see what else Koizumi has in store for more Super Mario Odyssey. Anyways, thanks for watching, and keep calm and da-da on.